It's time for the Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. The Trucker John live stream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. Be a good time, gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit, hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Well yeah, it's the Trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen. It's time for the Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. The Trucker John live stream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. Be a good time, gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit, hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Well yeah, it's the Trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen.
Project 2025 would dismantle democracy as we know it.
He says, "You're not going to be a dictator, are you?" I said, "No, no, no, other than day one."
Is a vision of implementing a startlingly authoritarian form of the U.S. government.
Same thing with the unions. They get their little 5%. They get another 2%. They get another 3%, 4%. Then all of a sudden they're making more money than the people that own the company.
Do you do larger cuts, corporate cuts?
Yeah, I was planning on doing it. In fact,
You believe in punishment for abortion, yes or no, as a principle?
there has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman?
Yeah, there has to be some form.
What's at stake here is democracy itself. It's now Donald Trump's party. And if he's elected, the consequences will be catastrophic.
such a flagrant, toxic narcissist that he wants to take down the entire democratic system with him if he goes.
And I didn't need little Bruce Springsteen and all of these.
Are you surprised that he's trash talking you after all this time?
Not really.
Yeah.
Anything's possible. The stewardship of the nation has been thrown away to somebody who doesn't have a clue as to what that means.
Bruce Springsteen, we have a much bigger crowd than Bruce Springsteen, right? Much bigger. Hillary got Bruce Springsteen, I'll never forget. And the place was pretty full. Not full like our places are full, and I don't have a guitar.
It was okay. It was so worth it. There is no one you would rather go to a Springsteen concert in Jersey with than him. Than that guy. Brooks.
For me, the transformational piece of music was Bruce Springsteen's The River.
Okay.
Which is a journey. You know all the tracks.
Yeah.
And I'm that guy.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. Trucker John. Testing. 1, 2. 1, 2. Can you guys hear me? Hopefully all the mics are on and everything's on. You guys can hear me. I'm sorry I'm a little late this morning. It's 9:18 in the a.m. Pacific time zone here in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm probably about 10 minutes behind where I usually start, I guess. But hopefully you guys can hear me. You give me a thumbs up or something in the chat and let me know if you can hear me. Because you know, especially you members, if you were on the members only show yesterday, about the last 10 minutes of the show, I did it with no sound. I didn't even know. And it was probably the best stuff I've ever done in the history of the Trucker John live stream. It was probably the best stuff coming out my mouth. And you guys missed it because my mic wasn't working. Now, in my defense, I was in the car. I wasn't in this beautiful Trucker John Driver's Lounge studio. But, and what had happened is a call came in. Somehow I thought I had the calls silenced or whatever. It came in and I just declined it. It was like, you know how it says spam risk or something like that, or telemarketer. So I just declined it. The only way I would have taken a call if it would have been from one of my kids or maybe my ex or something like that, or mother, or you know, my brother and sister. If they, you know, if they called me, I would have known that must have been something really was up. But anyhow, so I declined it, and then I went right back to so it goes right back to the live stream, and on your guys' end, it probably just looks like a little buffering or a little glitch for like a couple seconds or something. But anyhow, when it went back to the live stream, it knocked the audio out for some reason, and I didn't know it. And I was just, like I said, it was probably, I was just the most beautiful things coming out of my mouth. It was just the best 10 minutes of my show ever. And I wasn't really paying attention to the chat, I guess, because people, as I looked at it later, people were going like, you know, putting all kinds of different emojis and different sounds and different, and saying, you know, sound or whatever, no audio. And I couldn't get it to work. I couldn't get the audio to go back on. So we ended the show that way. So anyhow, that was yesterday. That was members only. If you want to be a member, and you can, and you'll know what I'm talking about. You can join the rest of the members on members only Mondays, and you can see what it's all about. You can see the no audio. Now, I was having a little bit of problem because all of a sudden my tablet here decides to do a bunch of updates, and I was on YouTube, and all of a sudden YouTube goes out because it was updating. And I was trying to, during the intro video there, I like to sit here and send out my notifications and all that kind of stuff. And I noticed, as I'm looking at myself, I noticed my hair looks like it's all over the place. What's going on with the hair? I did brush the hair this morning. I don't know. It looks like it's just sticking out. I do need a haircut, as I think a few people in the chat have kept letting me know. I do need to get a haircut, and it can get a bit unruly at times, the old hair. But anyhow, so while I'm doing this, I'm going to set out some of my notifications, that, as I am wont to do, and we'll do that. So I'm gonna, if I seem a little bit distracted, maybe I am. But today I did want to make a comment, like I always do. Like right now it's 87 degrees. We have an expected high of 104 degrees, and let this sink in, folks. That's 15 degrees above the average temperature for this time of year. 15 degrees. Let that sink in. It's not just 1 or 2 degrees above average or 5 degrees above average. 15 motherfucking degrees above average. Don't you sit there and tell me that global warming and climate change isn't real. And I know probably most of you in the chat wouldn't say that, but there are plenty of people that I know that would deny climate change, or just say there's nothing we can do about it. That's just the way it is. That's Mother Nature, or whatever. No, this isn't just fucking Mother Nature. We don't go up this soon, this fast, in our rising temperatures. It's all, this is just ridiculous, and I'm really disgusted by it. 15 motherfucking degrees above average, October 1st, and I have to sit through 104 degree fucking weather, and I'm pissed off about it. There, I said it. I did it. Let me say real quick before it disappears. I think maybe it was. Let's see. Who was first in the chat this morning? Was it Fancy? No, I think it was Aaron. Actually, see, now it won't let me scroll back to the very top. I believe Aaron was the first one, and I want to say hello to Aaron, but special hello to Aaron, because Aaron, I haven't done it yet. I guess I have to do it. Guess I have to go in and do it. Aaron has decided to be on the mod squad. Now I have a squad. It's been a one person squad, I guess, with Jolie, and so we're going to bring Aaron in as a mod to help out. So let's give everyone a nice warm welcome to Aaron. Let's see. I'm trying to get back to my page here. I was doing these notifications. And let's see, it will let me go all the way. I don't think it's going to let me scroll back up to the top. But I did see earlier. See, now the first one I see is Mr. Zombified. So it doesn't, for some reason, it doesn't let you go all the way back to the top after a certain time. But I did see Aaron was here, and I think Aaron is still here. If Aaron is in the chat, there's Aaron. Mike works. Thanks, Aaron. So I can go ahead, and I'm going to add you. Now, I am right? I did get the right message, and so yeah, I am I guess let me know in the chat. It's for sure, right, Aaron? You're gonna give you a wrench. I'm gonna throw a wrench on you. So anyhow, but the whole slate of chats has disappeared from the very beginning. So I did see Aaron was, I think, number one in the chat, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, ready to go, and then now it's all the way down to this Mr. Zombified. So we got Mr. Zombified is here. Thanks very much, Mike H. In the chat. Good to see Joel the Troll. There's Jolie. Jolie's here. Mike H. again. Azolda Zen. Hello, Azolda. Good to see Azolda. Delta Dawn. Always good to see Delta Dawn. Richard from Australia, I believe, is here. It's probably like 2 a.m. or something, so thanks for staying up late and checking us out. Nick Rich is here. He says, Nick, with a special message today, says, piss on all things MAGA. Here, here. I'll drink to that. I'll drink to that. MJ Daniel is here. MJ says, what Matt King, Drumpf, and Flatulent was talking about in his deranged speech is another Kristallnacht. I know what it is. Kristallnacht. It's that Nazi Germany deal when they were burning down buildings and starting a bunch of shit. Night of Broken Glass, Germany, 1938. Oh yeah, why is he allowed to even be running for president? I get, well, that's a bit rhetorical, I guess, but why is he allowed to do a lot of things? The guy should be in bars, behind bars. He should be locked up. No doubt about it. And I hope that the American voters send out a message loud and clear that we're sick and tired of his fucking diapered ass, and we want to send him packing. I hope we get that message loud and clear in November. Let's see here. I'm just looking through the deal here. CR is here. We got CR, not to be confused with CN. So we got CR and CN. Hello, CR. Good to see you, by the way. Zolda Zanyasi. So yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. William's here. So I'm just looking through the chats here real quick. Carrie C. Good to see Carrie C. Carol Alana is here. Cool. I'm fixing my lunch. Garden tomatoes, sweet onions, peanut butter mayo on toast. Sounds awful, but I'm addicted since I have too many tomatoes. Okay, so what was that? It was fresh garden tomatoes, which I'm sure are delicious. Sweet onions, peanut butter, mayo on toast. That is a bit. I'm not sure if I would go with that combination myself. Just trying to think. Okay, tomatoes, onions. Peanut butter would be okay. I think it's the mayo that might be throwing me off there. I'm not sure if I put mayo with the peanut butter. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. But hey, man, you do you. You be you, boo. Richard says, Right Side Broadcasting Network has banned me from the chat room. So much for freedom of speech. Well, Richard, I could just only imagine what you did to set them off. But yeah, they're a bunch of hypocrites, aren't they? Aren't they, though? Now, of course, we would boot somebody here if they were going to engage in some sort of hate speech. And I'm not saying that's what you did. I encourage people from the other side to come over here because I like to pick their brain a little bit and try to figure out what the fuck they're thinking. Mike H. TJ, what's that? What a hat is for? That's what a hat. Well, yeah, that's true. That's what the hat is for. Try to cover up that mess. But when it's all sticking out, I try to keep the the flyaways or whatever. Is that what they call it? Flyaway? I don't know. Robert Perez. Hey, Robert Perez. Good to see you. Josh is here, by the way, too. I might have skipped there. Robert Perez says, top of the morning to you, driver, and may only the beautiful Democratic voters have a great day. Okay, Robert, come on now. Let's at least start off with all of us having a great day. And then if, if there are people out there that are going to be just shitty assholes, then may they have a shitty asshole day. Fancy's here, 66, expecting 81. Fancy, you're just bragging now. You're just bragging up there about that beautiful LA weather. Richard says climate change is for real. I believe so. And it's for real, and I believe it's in large part, man-made. That's the key. That's the key part of it. Because so many people say, well, yeah, it's climate change, but that's just nature. But when you hold up a chart, going back to the Industrial Revolution, and you can see the levels of CO2 rising that are being emitted into the atmosphere, and you put a chart of the temperature rise, average temperature rise on the planet right next to it, they're like parallel. It's parallel. It couldn't be more obvious. You know, that our burning of fossil fuels, which releases the CO2 in the atmosphere, our temperatures rises have gone right along with it. MJ Daniels says we may hit 70 today, but have a fire going because it was around 39 this morning. And no, that heat is not normal. Yeah, a 15-degree above average temperature, and it's not just like a one-day little fluke or 2 days. This has been going on for about a week and a half now, and we've got another. It's prognosticated or whatever to be triple digits until at least Monday. And like I said, I know sometimes we have what they call Indian summer, and you can have hot. But usually at Indian summer, it's like in the 80s or 90s or something, instead of being in the 70s or whatever. It's not 105 every day, you know. Okay, so Aaron said yes, so I guess okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna add Aaron as a mod. Okay. Alrighty there. I did it. Aaron is officially now a mod for the Trucker John live stream. Welcome aboard, Aaron. Great to have you. I have the two best mods on all of the internet and all of YouTube. Aaron West and Jolie. Couldn't ask for a better team there. Azola Zinn gifted a membership, and our good friend David Windler got it. Thank you, Azola, for doing that. That's really awesome. Great way to help to support the show. I always appreciate that. Joss says they should make a mod hammer, laughing out loud, instead of a wrench. Yeah. Gonna bring down the hammer. It's hammer time. Anyhow, I couldn't resist. Mike H., I'm not a troll, folks. You know, Mike, yeah, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here, man. Sometimes that doesn't mean I might not get mad at you at some of the stuff you say, and I might, you know how I am. I might bite your head off or something, you know, and then I usually come back and say, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that, you know, or whatever. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. It's still you know, it's still kind of an open question as to whether or not you're a troll, but you know, you're getting there, and you for the most part you're pretty respectful, I think. So you know, otherwise you wouldn't be here. I mean, if we wouldn't keep you here if you were just a total troll and you were just really hateful and nasty and using hate speech, you'd be gone. But you don't. You're relatively, you know, I think respectful. The thing about you, though, that you used to do, not so much now, is you would just drop one of the right wing talking points and then just keep repeating that like a robot. So for a while there, I thought you were a bot or something, which you might be. You might be a very advanced bot, and you've got us all fooled. I don't know. You know, with AI today and the technology, who knows? Who knows? Some people say I'm a bot or something. I don't know. Let's see. Mike H is feeling the love. He's feeling the love. William says Trump and Vance are already saying the debate is rigged. Always the victims. Speaking of the debate, it's on tonight. I guess it starts at 6 p.m. Is it 6 p.m. Pacific? Would it be 9 p.m. Eastern? Is that right? That sounds so late for the East Coast people. But 3 o'clock here sounds so early. So I don't know. But it's sometime this evening. And you know what? I'm not even going to watch it. I mean, I'm sure I'll end up watching clips of it, or I might watch it on a replay, but I'm not going to even bother. Like, I'm gonna go out driving. I'm gonna go out and make some money. You know, I'm not gonna let JD fucking Vance stop me from making some fucking money. Fuck JD Vance. He's an asshole. And the thing is, the moderators, they've been ordered by the higher ups at CBS not to do any fact checking, not to well, they just say fact checking, and I don't think that pushing back on a response or forcing them to answer the question is fact checking. You know, calling them out. If they just say something that's blatantly false, and then just saying, "Okay, you didn't answer the question. That has nothing to do with the question. You're evading the question, and or that did not happen." Just, you know, like the guy on ABC said. He said something like, "To be clear, that never happened." Okay, that's not really fact checking, as far as I'm concerned. That's just being a fucking a reporter doing your fucking job, or in this case, a moderator. But you are in the news reporting business. These are journalists or whatever. They should be allowed, or they should just, if there's something blatantly false that they say, then they should call them out for it. That's not like fact checking. That's just fucking obviousness. But you know, so I'm not really enthused about if I want to watch it or not. But like I said, I'll end up watching it on the replay. But I'm not going to let JD Vance and Donald Trump interfere with my ability to go out and make a living. So fuck them. Fuck JD Vance. He's an asshole. He's a piece of shit, and he wants to be a heartbeat away from the presidency. Let that sink in, people. Witchy Woman's here, otherwise known as Kimchi. Hi, beautiful geniuses. Hugs, dear Trucker John and gorgeous Jolie. Speaking of kimchi, look what I did, Kimchi. I don't know if I've done this before or not. Sometimes I do stuff, and then I was like, I already did that. But look at this. I was over here, and I took a picture of a sign that's in Las Vegas. And it says, I don't know if you can see that, but it does say kimchi. So I guess in a special hello to kimchi. There's a little sign that says kimchi. I know it is kind of hard to see. I didn't realize how hard that is to see when it's all zoomed in like that. But that does say kimchi. I wonder if I can find the real photo. I mean, because what that is I just cropped it. Let's see if I go into my photo. If I go into this, you know, I think I cropped all of them, and I don't have the original photo that has the long shot of it, and you can see the building. So I guess that's all there is. Oh, anyhow, a little shout out to Kimchi there, I guess. Otherwise known as Witchy Woman for the Halloween season. Excuse me there, I'm getting a little whatever that is. Oliver Brownlow's here. Oliver says he's allowed to run for president because the corrupt Supreme Court ignored the plain language of the Constitution that excludes insurrectionists from running. I don't believe there's anything in the Constitution that says insurrectionists can't run for president. All it says is you have to be 34 years old or 35 years old and a natural born citizen. That's all. That's the only fucking requirement. Now, as an insurrectionist, he should be tried and I think convicted and sentenced, and he could be in prison, but he would still be allowed to run for president from prison. Being an insurrectionist and being convicted of that does not exclude you from being able to run for president. Just know that. MJ Daniel, we have a cherry tomato that we planted a bit late, but is starting to get some ripe ones on it. Thanks, Nick Rich. I guess I'm about 11 minutes behind in the chat. Carolina says, I thought so too. I guess talking about that sandwich. Made fun of hubby till I tried. Mayo completes it. Wow. I would have never thought of that, but Richard, peanut butter and jelly. Yeah, peanut butter and jelly, of course. That's like a staple. Let's see. We got Toro Verde, Williams here, Witchy Woman, Roxanne's here, TSN Broadway. I like your green screen. I'm actually not using a green screen today, but I haven't been using the green screen in a long time. It's just that's just my closet doors behind me. And let's see. I'm just scrolling on down here a little bit. If I skip over you, don't take it personally. I just, I gotta move along. Carol Alana says, anyone see documentary from Russia with Lev, where they secretly recorded Dumpy saying, "Take her out," about our Ukraine ambassador Yovanovitch? Scary shit. I have not seen that, but I think I remembered that. Didn't they play that audio during those hearings or something, or like some hearings that they had during the impeachment? Maybe it was during one of the impeachments of Trump. I think I may have heard that then, and it was scary then, Michael McAndrews is here. Mike says, too much of the wrong gases in the atmosphere is not good. No, that's right. Toro Verde says, we get the hell on Earth summer. Nick Rich says, does anyone think that Vance will bring up Walz' military record like he did before? I don't know, Nick. But if he does, it might backfire on him, right? I think that Tim Walz was a 24-year in the military, and he was I think, if I got this right, I think he might have been a weapons trainer. He handled weapons of war. I mean, I think Tim Walz could clarify that, yeah, he never actually was on the battlefield, but he certainly did handle those weapons, and that when he was talking about assault weapons bans, he was talking about that weapons of war should not be in our streets and stuff like that. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes, though, Nick. That's a good question. Carol Alana said, wow, that's hot. I lived near Bullhead as a kid. Remember Vegas heat always cooled off by October. Yeah, this is ridiculous. And I'm really mad. I'm mad at climate change. I guess I'm mad at the fact that I remember reading about climate change and global warming in the freaking 80s. I've read on it. I've read books about it. I've read, and yet nothing has gotten really done. And any move towards that seems like it gets thwarted, and it's usually by the backing, of course, of big oil and the fossil fuel industry, and we make one step forward and two steps backwards, and you can never make any progress that way. That's the frustrating part, is that we've known about global warming and it being man-made, and it's caused by all of our fossil fuel burning. We've known this for decades, and very little has been done about it. That's the frustrating part. That's the maddening part. Mr. Zombified says, Trucker John, have you seen Vegas Matter around town? Not that I know of. The name sounds familiar. I think, is he another YouTuber type of person? Because maybe, but I don't know. And I do see the new wrench there for Aaron in the chat, so nice to see that. Mike H, I don't feel like a troll, TJ. Well, there you go. Nick Rich, once again, has brought this up before. Change your moniker, Mr. Hunt. I'm sick of seeing it on the screen. Yeah, Joel. Maybe you should be Joel. Joel the Troll. Witchy Woman says, Mike, that is what a troll would say. Exactly what a troll would say, right? Fancy, where's the best place to watch it? I don't know. You mean on YouTube, or on TV? Because I think little I don't know, a lot like Liberal Dan and House Sparks. They weren't. I don't think they're going to do it. I think they're going to do after show commentaries. Like I said, I think I'm just going to go driving. I'm not even going to watch it. I'll watch it on a replay, or I'll watch clips or something. Hey, there's B. Look at there, B. I'm just now getting the B with the. I guess that's a super chat, $4.99. Thank you so much, B. It says, you all have to be prepared for fight for democracy for the next decade. For now, let's celebrate electing Kamala Harris in November. Absolutely. And like the fight never ends. You know, it's like we have all these analogies and metaphors, right? It's constant gardening, right? It's constant gardening. And so, yeah, let's get Kamala elected. Let's get the House back. Let's keep the Senate. And it's this constant gardening. And it really doesn't take that much. I mean, people say, I'm exhausted. I can't do it. And, you know, but really, I don't think it's that. I guess maybe for me it's easy because I'm a lifelong Democrat and I just vote for Democrats. You know, so it makes it really easy. I guess it's maybe hard for the undecided people, the independents. You know, I'm going to put that in quotations, independents. Maybe it's harder for them because they just hem and haw. It's like, well, what about this and what about that? I mean, I don't know. They just get kind of ridiculous in their undecidedness. So I guess I can see how that would be exhausting because you're just always like undecided. You're like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to do. For me, it's easy. I'm a fucking Democrat, so I vote for Democrats. It's really fucking easy. And I don't see that as being like some people accuse me of just being a sheep. I'm a follower. I just follow the sheep. I even think Mike H once called me a beta male or something, which maybe I might be. I don't know. But look, if I didn't agree with the basic platform and positions of Democrats and Democratic Party, then I wouldn't vote for Democrats. I wouldn't be a Democrat. But I'm a fucking registered Democrat, and I'm going to vote for Democrats. If I didn't like the party or the candidates consistently, then I would probably be an independent or some other party, I guess. So for me, it's really easy. It's not exhausting. It's voting time. Elections come up. I fucking vote Democrat. Easy peasy. Why make it so fucking hard? Find a party that you believe in. You believe in the platform. You believe in the candidates. They're promoting your policy ideas and your ideology. Then you vote for them. It's simple. Why do people make it harder than it needs to be? It's not exhausting. Just fucking vote. I mean, my God, you act like it's rocket science or something. I don't know. But anyhow, once again, I see little things in here for B. So thank you, B, for that. Malcolm Evangelist, fact checking doesn't work for Dumpy Stump and Vance. Witchy Woman, you can still just call. Call. I don't remember what that was about. Josh says that I'm working and driving during the debate, so I'll watch it on replay. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll probably just watch it on a replay. Witchy woman, just call me Kimchi or Kim. Okay. Well, and I have a special little thing there for you. There's for Kimchi. We're over here. Even though it's hard to see. I didn't realize how hard it was to see that. That is because I cropped it. That's from a sign for a restaurant right here on the strip. And I apparently don't have the originals left anywhere, I guess I didn't. I cropped it, and I didn't save the original. Carol Alana says, New York City is the city that never sleeps. So 9 p.m. is early. It's BS, CBS, not fact-checking, so they okay with just lying his ass off. That's I know. It makes it where I don't even care to watch it. If they're not going to call out the lies, and that goes for Waltz too. If Waltz says something inaccurate, then make him clarify. Make him call him out and say that's not accurate. Richard says, I like the way Trucker John doesn't hold back on the F word. You mean Fowler? No, I'm just kidding. Keith Polite is here. Hey, Keith says, no CBS fact checking. Edward R. Murrow is rolling in his grave. Yeah, he is. I'm just scrolling down a little bit here. Carol Lona says, there will be a plenty of replays. Go make money. Yeah, I'm going to go make me some money. Honey. Andrew Petrie is here. Andrew says, fuck them. On the lighter side, Iran is attacking as we speak. Yeah, Netanyahu is just... I don't want to say he's starting World War III. It might be a bit of an overreaction, but he certainly is starting a lot of shit in the Middle East. And look, okay, so they killed the head of Hezbollah, right? I have no sympathy about that motherfucker. I do have some sympathy for all the collateral damage. A lot of people, other people that were killed in killing him. And I'm not sure if it did anything. My first reaction, it's been a couple of days now since, I don't remember the guy's name, but whoever the head of the Hezbollah was that was killed by, I guess, Israeli bombs or whatever. And my first thought was, it's not going to change anything. I don't believe that's going to change anything. There'll just be another one that's going to pop up right in his place. So all it's going to do is get more and more people killed, and innocent people. You know, I don't give a fuck if the terrorists die. You know, they can all fucking die and go to hell. But you know, it's an awful thing. And the thing about it is that Netanyahu is an awful guy. Now we like to defend Israel, and they should be defended, and we should, you know, recognize that they have a right to defend themselves, and they have been under attack since their existence from all around. But Netanyahu is a piece of shit, and what his true motives are not really about protecting Israel. It's about protecting himself and keeping him. He's just like Trump. It's all about him staying out of prison and staying in power. And we see it. A lot of us see it for what it is. And that's why it's frustrating, and that's why it is a bit complicated, because we as a country and as a people here in America, we stand up for Israel. We defend Israel, and rightfully so. But when they have a leader like Netanyahu who is corrupt, we see right through it that he's just doing this to try to stay out of prison because, you know, he's a wartime leader or wartime president, and you can't take him out of power during a war. And he's, you know, gaining support. I mean, before October 7th, there were people in the streets in Israel protesting against Netanyahu. And all through these last 6 months, or it's been what? God, it's been almost a year already. Jesus Christ, this is October. What am I saying? It's been almost a year already. Can you believe that? Since, Hamas went into Israel and slaughtered all those people and everything. It's been almost a year. And there have been protests during this year against Netanyahu in Israel, against Netanyahu. But now he's, attacking Hezbollah up there in Lebanon, and I think he's gaining support. And that's really what it's all about for him. It's not really about defending Israel and trying to work out solutions and trying to work on two-state solutions or anything like that. He doesn't give a fuck about any of that shit. He's just trying to keep his ass out of prison. And he's trying to stay in power. Isolde Zinn says someone should make an ad with just a picture of J.D. Vance smiling that says, if 78-year-old Trump dies, this is your president. Yeah, that would be a good one. I mean, I can't even imagine Trump being president, like especially before, and I can't imagine him being president again. I certainly can't imagine J.D. Vance being president. I mean, God help us all if that were to happen. Isolde Zinn says, I hate mayonnaise unless it's in tuna. I have nothing wrong with it. I like mayonnaise. I put mayonnaise on my hamburgers. I put mayonnaise on my sandwiches if I make a sandwich. I got no problems with mayonnaise. Mayonnaise. Josh, I've heard mayo on BLT, so yeah, it's not the BLT part. It's the peanut butter and mayonnaise part that had me kind of wondering. That's the combo. Yeah, the tomatoes and the sweet onion with the mayo, I have no issue with. It's the peanut butter and the mayo that I was wondering about. Toro Verde, didn't Elvis eat mayo, peanut butter, and banana sandwich? I don't know if he ate mayo. I always heard about it was like a fried, almost like a grilled cheese, kind of like how you make a grilled cheese, but he would make it with peanut butter and bananas. No cheese. I believe it was just peanut butter and bananas, and it was like grilled in a pan, the bread, right? I think. I could be wrong. I don't remember there being any mention of mayo on that sandwich. But who knows? Oliver Brown, the prohibition against insurrectionists running is an amendment, whatever that is, 14, section 3. I believe that was directly referring to Civil War, but I guess you could apply it to today. Richard from Rush with Love is James Bond movie sung by Matt Monro. Really? It was Matt Monro? Ruh-roh. Michael McAndrews, our Constitution says a Republican. The Republicans that helped in the coup attempt are illegals. it certainly does mean that they should be in prison for an amount of time. Witchy Woman says, otherwise known as Kimchi, says Tramp can vote in Florida because he hasn't served the jail term yet. Mike H says combat arms, TJ. I don't know what that was in reference to. Richard says Bone Spurs Trump referred to war veterans. Oh, combat arms. Oh, talking about weapons of war. Anyhow, that's how far behind I am in the chat. Richard says Bone Spurs Trump referred to war veterans as suckers and losers. What a grub. Yeah. So if you're a military veteran, and you support Trump, just know that he thinks you're a sucker and a loser. Just know that. Okay? Okay. Mike H says, Joel says, no, I'm known as Mike H in a lot of places. Okay, well, whatever. I'm going to call you Joel anyhow. Oliver Brownlow, the debate is originating from CBS. Yeah, it's they're the ones doing it, and then it'll be Carol saying C-SPAN will cover without BS and commercials, and then there's all places all over the internet. You know, that I'm sure you could get it. Mad Mac's here. Hey, good to see Mad Mac. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us in the driver's lounge today. Good to see you. Oliver Brownlow says, how do you decide who to vote for in the primaries? Well, you listen to their, some of their campaign speeches. If there's a debate, you watch the debate. And then you, I guess, gravitate towards the one that seems that is that I'm most aligned with, on the issues. And that's not that hard either. That's not that hard. You don't have to do exhaustive research to find out what a candidate, what they believe about abortion or gun rights or healthcare or the environment or wages, Social Security, Medicare, all of those things. It's very easy to find out what their positions are on that. And, and if you have a Democrat that is way off base on those, and then you're like, why are you even a Democrat? But so it's pretty easy. It's not that hard. All you got to do is take a little bit of time. I know we're always pressed for time. A lot of people, you're working 2 jobs and you got kids and you're going to soccer practice and you're shopping and all the shit you're doing. But still, it doesn't, you could take 10 minutes out of your day, 15 minutes out of your day to read some newspapers or, watch something that has the candidates, not just campaign ads. Those are bullshit usually, but especially if it's from the opposing party or opposing candidate. But you can you can do it. It's not that fucking hard like people say it is. And that's why I get tired of this. I'm exhausted. Look, it's not that hard. Okay, if you're exhausted, take a break here and there. But at the end of the day, don't let that be your excuse to not vote. I guess that's my main point. And the issue that I have is how, like in the midterms, no one fucking votes. I have very low turnout. And that's when the fucking Republicans win. Because as we know, with the higher turnouts, and the higher the turnout, the more we, and when I say we, I'm talking about Democrats. I know not everyone in this chat's a Democrat. Even if you're liberal or left wing or whatever, you might not necessarily be a Democrat. You might be something else. And I realize that. But the higher the turnouts, the more likely and the more, that Democrats win. And that's why in the midterms, if we have low turnouts, that's why we lose the House of Representatives. That's why we lose seats in the Senate. And I'm just saying that's fucking bullshit. And I'm fucking sick and tired of it. And I'm sick and tired of the excuse that I'm too exhausted to vote. You had a 2-year rest from basically between the presidential election that's going to go on right now and between the next general midterm election in 2026. Okay? So after this election, okay, take a year off if you have to. I don't give a fuck. Take a year off from fucking politics. But then when it starts gearing up for 2026, you've had your year off. Now go back and start looking at the issues, looking at the candidates. Get ready to vote. Make sure you're registered to vote again. Get ready to vote. I'm really sick and tired of these low turnouts in the midterms. I'm sick and tired of getting a Democratic president, and then in the midterms we lose the House or we lose the Senate or we lose both. I'm really sick and tired of that fucking horse shit. And I'm sick and tired of the excuse of I'm exhausted. When you had a fucking 2-year fucking window, or 2 years since the last big election. And I understand there could be other elections, local elections in between or whatever. But it's not that difficult. It's not that hard. It's not that exhausting. I'm tired of your bullshit excuses. Fucking vote every fucking time. That way we don't lose the House. We don't lose the Senate. That's what fucked over Barack Obama. And we let the Tea Party in because people didn't vote in 2010. And the Tea Party is the precursor to MAGA. So you see why I'm so upset right now. Why I'm so upset about the fucking bullshit excuse of being exhausted. It's no excuse, people. It's no excuse. And right now we're facing really sort of existential, right? Time here. If Donald Trump gets elected, this will no longer be a democracy. And they might as well just call this the Trump United States of Trump or whatever, because it's not going to be the United States of America any longer. And I think people are going to show up for this, but I'm really sick and tired of the excuse of I'm exhausted. Well, you know what? You spending a few times to check out some issue policy positions, I think it's worth keeping a democracy. Mr. Bob Newell's here. Sup, Mr. Bob Newell? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Mr. Bob Newell says, I can't hear you. Which lets me know that Mr. Bob Newell can hear me just fine. I'm going to skip down. I know I'm way behind in the chat. And most of the things I don't even remember what we're referencing at this point. Let's see. What should I read next? Because I'm in the chat. We're still talking about when I was talking about, I guess, Netanyahu. And I think I've exhausted that for now, or went over that. Nick Rich says, 1 week from today is the 1-year mark of the Hamas invasion of Israel. Can you fucking believe that? It's already been a year. I cannot believe that. It really just seems like, I don't know, a couple months ago or something. It's been a whole fucking year. And let's not forget what they did. What Hamas did. The horrible fucking things they did. So, I don't agree with Netanyahu's tactics necessarily. With all the collateral damage, all the people that have been killed. But I do certainly think that Hamas has to be destroyed or stopped. Hamas is the fucking guilty. At the end of the day, they're the ones that did the deed. And what do you want to say? Netanyahu was, I don't know. They say that he sent money, he was funding to them or whatever. I don't know. I don't even know. He's trying to keep. So it's almost like Trump wanting to keep the border issue alive, Let's see. I'm just skipping down here. Guess I'm 10 minutes behind, according to Nick Rich. Tora Verde says, California and Florida, you can vote if you didn't serve time in prison. Carol Alana says, I'll never understand vets voting for Trump. I guess it's if they live in this maybe Fox News bubble or something. Maybe they're not getting the information. I don't know. Mike H., you can call me troll. Just don't call me late for dinner. Laughing out loud. Oliver Brownlow, the 14th Amendment was passed after the Civil War, but by no means are its provisions limited to the case of the Civil War. They also apply to Trump. But he has to be convicted of that. He has not been convicted of it. He's not been convicted of being an insurrectionist. I think you have to be convicted. I think that's the issue. And he may be. He may be convicted of that. We just really have a slow justice system, and especially for a former president. I mean, I can kind of understand it. Josh says, half of the chat is either having mayo or peanut butter after the show. That's funny. And probably true. Carol Alana says, like Walt says, we can all sleep when we're dead. Or we can sleep when we're dead. MJ Daniel says, if all 50 states voted like we do here in Washington, then more would vote, which is why the GOP is trying as hard as they can to stop it. Like the 80 Paul Weyrich speech Tom Hartman sometimes plays. Yeah, they don't want more people to vote because they know bigger turnouts lead to more Democratic wins. Delta Dawn is having some technical difficulties. Sorry to hear about that. I was watching the last half hour or so of Stephanie Miller on Twitch, and then she started having all these sound issues. The only reason I bring that up, because we were talking about technical difficulties, is I just want to say that's why I hate Twitch. There's always some fucking shit going on with Twitch. Jolie, all caps, no excuses for not voting. Thank you, Jolie. Thanks for backing me up on that one. Toro Verde says, in the past, I've been upset with Democrats, or I've been upset probably with Democrats because they talk more than they work. Republicans pound the pavement constantly. Do they? But do they really? I think the Republicans buy up networks and they get big blowtorches like Fox News and right-wing media where they put a Rush Limbaugh on 1,000 stations and they play him 24/7 and have multiple stations in the same markets, media markets. I think that's how the Republicans are doing it. I don't think they're really pounding the pavement any more than Democrats are. I may be wrong. MJ Daniel says, like, I don't know, Pete Rose, who just passed, said about okay, like what Pete Rose, who just passed, said about baseball, I would walk through hell in a gasoline suit to vote for a Democrat. Wow, there you go. By the way, rest in peace, Pete Rose. Rest in peace, Chris Christopherson, and I guess rest in peace, was it Maggie Smith? That's our 3. They die in 3s, so now we can start a new 3. By the way, because sometimes people will go, "Wow, that was like the 4th one." No, now that'll be the 1st one. Anyhow, Andrew Petrie says confusing truckers is our objective. I do. Azola Zen says, Trucker John, I hope now that more people have noticed that Mitch McConnell and company are evil. Yeah, I hope so too. I hope that people know and realize just how devastating the obstructionism of Mitch McConnell has been to our country and to our democracy. And I hope that will be his legacy. You know, I hope he'll be known as being almost like a Benedict Arnold, you know, being a traitor to this country. Because that's what they are. They're traitors, these Republicans especially, who, you know, are siding with Putin, for God's sakes. And who really are being destructive. They are traitors, and that they should go down in history as such, in my humblest of opinions. Andrew Petrie says, creepy crawler coming at you, 222. I don't know what that means. 222? I don't know what that means. Anyhow, hey, Teresa TAK is here. And Mr. Spock, so there's that. Mr. Spock says, greetings, everyone. Is that a kimchi colorblind test? I know. It's like, I didn't know it was going to be. I took a picture of a sign. That's like a lit up sign that says kimchi. And I thought it'd be cool. Next time kimchi comes in, I'll do a little extra special hello to kimchi. But then it just all blends in together. Yeah, so it didn't work. And I can't find the original because it would show up better. But then it would see the whole restaurant. It just says like Korean barbecue, open 24 hours a day, kimchi, you know. That might be better than what I did. I guess I'll have to go back and retake the photo because I don't think I kept the original. I think I cropped it and then I saved that and then I think it just erased the original. Josh says it's simple. They want big business to control government versus big government to control business. I kind of resent the term big government, the usage of that term. That's a right wing. That's how right wingers want to always. That's how they put down the Democratic Party, and they like to represent themselves as being small government. And they want to say that the Democrats are big government, and they just want and big government means more taxes. Small government means lower taxes. They want to present these images to the voters who are so exhausted, and so they put these little kind of bumper sticker things together. But really, what it is the Republicans. They just want to lower taxes on the rich people. They don't give a fuck about lowering taxes on everyday working folks. You know, that's the distinction there. And they just really want to strip away regulations that have anything to do with, environmental protections, consumer protections, worker protections. They don't give a shit about any of that. So they want to strip away that. So that's their idea of small government. And for big government, so they want to present this image that Democrats are just about high tax, high spend, running up debts, running up deficits, which really nothing could be further from the truth. It's the Republicans that get in office. They spend like drunken sailors. We've heard Tom Hartman say that. They run up the debts and the deficits. They crash the economies. They crash housing markets. They crashed the banks. They're the ones that are responsible for that. And then the Democrats, they manage to get in power. They clean up the mess. And then the apathetic, exhausted voters don't show up. And then the Republicans get back in, and then they just do it all over again. That's the reality. Okay, that's the reality. It's not big government Democrats. That is a misnomer, in my humble opinion. Witchy Woman says, John, when we get married, are you moving to Virginia or am I moving to Nevada? Maybe we could do, the split. We can go back and forth. Beat the heat to go back to Virginia, or come out here. Whatever. I don't know. We'll work it out, Kimchi. We'll work it out. Teresa says, happy birthday to Jimmy Carter. Yes. His birthday is today, 100 years old. Bless his heart and soul. Yes, Teresa. That's right. I was going to mention that. Jimmy Carter made it to the big 100. And I have a feeling, I don't mean to be, this might sound crude or crass, but I have a feeling as soon as he gets his vote in, he's going to just probably kill over. He's been hanging in there, man, just to get that vote in. He wants so badly to vote for Kamala Harris. So God bless his little soul. I hope he gets that vote in, and then he can go and peacefully pass away, and go to whatever lies beyond. But yeah, congratulations on Jimmy Carter for making it to the big 100. It's quite the accomplishment. And I've always liked Jimmy Carter. I liked him back in. That was my first election. I voted for Jimmy Carter in the 1980 election against Reagan. Because I like Jimmy Carter. He was my president during high school. Thought he was a really great guy. I liked him. Even back then. So there. Oliver Brownlow, okay, thank you, Oliver, for schooling me on the 14th Amendment. The 14th Amendment doesn't say you have to be convicted, and many of the Civil War leaders at whom it was initially directed were never convicted. The disqualification is automatic. How do you enforce that? Now, I can understand coming up right out of the Civil War where, a couple million casualties on both sides, or whatever it was tearing the nation apart. I can understand right out of the bat, no trials, no convictions. You're an insurrectionist. You're done. Okay, I can get that. 200 or 150 years later, or whatever it is, where it really wasn't a war. It was definitely an act of insurrection that was instigated by Trump. I'm not trying to, God damn it, I'm not trying to defend Donald Trump. I hate the motherfucker. But what I'm saying is you got to see that there's a little bit of a difference between the actual Civil War and what happened on January 6th. There is a difference. Now, I'm not trying to say that January 6th wasn't awful and horrible, and people did die from that, and people deserve to be locked up for that, including Donald Trump. But I think it's a little bit different. I mean, you got to admit it's different than coming out of the Civil War, the actual Civil War, and just in enforcing this amendment here, this from the 14th Amendment. I guess, I mean, maybe I'm being too much. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too much of a pussy on this. Maybe if enough people that were in those positions of power, like Merrick Garland or whomever, would do it, then I guess I wouldn't be saying this. I don't know. So it's good that you bring this up, though. It's good. It's good to talk about it and think about it. Michael McAndrews says our government is of the people, by the people, for the people, and can be any fucking size we want. It could include all of us. I don't know what that was in reference to, about size. I don't know. Oh, about big government, I guess. Witchy Woman, because Witchy Woman says they love big government and socialism when a hurricane hits, though, right? Right. That's right. It's always privatize the gains and socialize the losses, right? Is that how it goes? It's always like that with them. Nick Rich says 22 minutes past the hour. Thank you very much. So I'm about 5 minutes behind the chat. And I've been skipping down. I'm not going to read every single chat. If I miss something you said, don't take it personally, please. I can't read every single chat. Josh says, don't think for a second I think Dems are big government. No, I know, but just when I saw that written out, it just reminded me of what a lot of right-wingers say, right, about Democrats as being big spenders, big taxers, tax and spend, right? Carolina says, yes, hang in there, Jimmy Carter. Teresa TAK says, I agree, TJ. I felt Jimmy Carter is alive just to vote, meant to be, then probably gone maybe in December or next year, I'm feeling. Fancy says 120 sounds good to me. I don't know about the age, maybe living to 120. Josh says that's how the mainstream media presents it. Yeah. Which is in large part right wing or owned by right wingers, right? Witchy Woman says, I made Carter the first living pagan saint and bet you that Christian man doesn't mind and would be cool with it. Yeah, I think he would be cool with it. William says, Jimmy Carter is a real Christian. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is, all right. Yeah, Oliver Brownlow, you make great points, that's for sure. They both carried the Confederate flag on the Civil War and on January 6th. Absolutely. And they seem to, and by they, I mean a lot of maggots, they kind of want to overlook that, Just like beating cops with Blue Lives Matter flagpoles, right? The irony, I guess that is what that is. And the hypocrisy of that is amazing. Witchy Woman says, weird how every recession started under a rebuke. Yep. And amazing how economies always improve under Democrats. Debts go down, deficits go down under Democrats. Since, what was it that Clinton said? Was it since 1989, 51 million jobs have been created? And it's been 50 million under Democrats and 1 million under Republicans. I'm still amazed by that stat. And if that doesn't tell you something, if you don't get something from that, then you're deaf or you're not paying attention or you refuse to look at it, because, I mean, that kind of says it all. 50 million jobs created by Democratic administrations and only 1 million. I mean, that's not even close. It's not like, oh, it was 49, okay, so you had 51 million. So it wasn't like it was, 31 million by Democrats, and what would be the rest? Whatever the rest would be, 20 something by Republicans. I can't do the math, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean, right? It's not like it's close to being 50-50 or a split or even a 60-40 split. It's a 50-1. It's not even close. You might as well just say zero by the Republicans. That would be closer statistically to say it was zero than it is to say any, as far as percentage. It's not even close. MJ Daniel says electing Ronnie Reagan over Carter set the U.S. back 100 years. I agree. Set us back in first thing he did is he took off like solar panels off the White House. The first thing Ronald Reagan did, right, is they took off the solar panels. He didn't want anything to do with trying to develop green renewable. This is like in 1980, right? That's why I told you in the 80s, I was reading books about climate change. I was hearing about climate change in the 80s. This isn't a new thing. And Reagan wanted nothing to do with it because he was firmly in the pockets of big oil and fossil fuel industry. Him and all the Republicans, of course. And that set us back decades on that issue alone. And in so many things. And he started vilifying like unions, so that we went from having probably about 30 or 33% of, I think, the public sector jobs being union to now being, I think, well under 10%, 7-8%. And when I hear that number might include private, I mean, I meant private sector jobs. And now they say there's 7 or 8% union. And I think that they're including, government jobs. So as far as private sector jobs, I don't even know. It's definitely in the single digits. Now we have seen, I think under Biden, we have been seeing a resurgence of unions and unions picking up. But overall, what the percentage is of it, I haven't heard anything lately. But it's still pretty much lower than it was, say 40 or 45 years ago. That's for sure. That's for show. That's show is for show. I don't know. Let's see. Teresa, for those wait, I might have missed something here. Oh yeah, but Kimchi was saying Carter's also a Renaissance man. He wrote several dozen books, started Habitat for Humanity, made his own furniture, and continues to read and learn every day. Yeah, he's a great guy. Roxanne, I would say it is inevitable. Witchy woman. Which woman, Josh, thanks for reminding us about that historical event. Carolina, yep, Clinton, case closed. Teresa TAK says, for who does not know, I voted via ballot form at home and soon will drop it off and voted all blue, never voted party. Good for you, Teresa. Get that ballot in as soon as you can. Nick Rich says majority in both houses are expanding. SCOTUS will be a blessing for the free world, not just America. Yeah, I hope they do. They should. I think they should go to 13. I know some people have other different numbers. I think 13 is a good one. I also would like, here's what I would like. I would like California to be divided in 2 states. Just right down the middle, right? None of this all jiggity-jaggedy. There's been proposals to divide it up into 8 states, and that was by a Republican who was trying to make all these little pockets, all these Republican pockets of California, and he wanted those to be states. So then they would have like 6 new Republican states. No, fuck that shit. You just make a straight line right in the waistline of California, straight across. So you got North California and South California, just like you got North Carolina and South Carolina. Over here, we would have North California and South California. I think they should do that. And I think they should, Puerto Rico should be a state if the Puerto Ricans want to be a part of the United States as a state. I guess it's up to them. But I think a lot of people, I think polling I've seen where I think the Puerto Ricans want to become a state. I believe, if I'm remembering correctly. DC should be a state, or at least have the same representation. Why can I talk? I can't talk. Representation. They should have the same representation that a state would have. As far as having how, because they do. Don't they have a House member? But do they get to vote or something? I don't know. There's something that's very limited. Whatever they have, it's more like this is a courtesy that they let someone in the Senate or something, or into the House. But they should have a senator. Or I guess every state has two. So I don't know. But DC should be like basically like a state. I know Hal Sparks is against that or whatever, but I know something has to be done about DC. And I think they should do that. So that would be 4 new states. And who knows? People say, well, that would just give Democrats the states. As far as California is concerned, if you did it like I said, now I do believe you would have huge population for South California would be the LA area, right? And that's predominantly Democrat. For North California, your big population center is the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area, and that leans more Democratic. But you don't know. Things change. Those could become Republican areas. So it's not guaranteed that that's just going to be a Democratic state forever. As far as Puerto Rico, you would think that would probably be Democratic, but you never know about that either. I mean, things change, people change. So it's not as clear cut. Like it's just always going to be reliable. Look what happened to the blue wall, the big blue wall, where we saw it wasn't so big, reliably blue in 2016. So nothing is guaranteed. But I do think for California, there's over 40 million people, and I think just as a matter of being able to govern better, it might be better. It might be time to divide California in half, and you would roughly have. You would probably have more in South California, but it would be roughly 20 million in each state, probably. But probably, if you look at it, it might be closer to 30 million for South California and 10 million for North California, or whatever, 10 or 12 million or whatever it is. But still, that's a lot of people, and it's a big tax base. I think that there would be enough of a tax base to run those states, to be able to run the states, for infrastructure and all that kind of stuff. And I just think it becomes easier to govern the state. I think it's getting a little unwieldy. Is unwieldy the right word? As far as I'm looking at a spider, guys. Do I have any more spiders behind me? There's a spider in front of me. I can see him. You know how they come down on this little spider web? And I want to go and kill it. But I don't know. I'm just going to let it go, I guess. I need to spray. I'm going to spray this fucking place. Anyhow, there's a spider in the corner over there. And he's going down. I have a box, and he's going down behind the box now. I'll deal with it later. Anyhow, but that's just my thoughts on that. Hey, Jolie says, Trucker John has channel memberships, super chats. You can also support the show by liking, subscribing, and sharing. And you can buy John a coffee over at buymeacoffee.com. Thank you, Jolie, for that nice little reminder about supporting the show. And but great way, like, subscribe, and sharing is a great way. Speaking of sharing, make sure you guys share the show. I like getting subs. I like getting more and more subscribers, and making the show grow and in that way. And right now we have 3,378 subscribers, but we only have 36 people watching. So it'd be nice if we could have more people watching. I guess maybe it's on me. It's not on you guys, but I need to be maybe more entertaining. Maybe I should be your clown. Do I entertain you like a clown? I don't know. But anyhow, but I was thinking, as my birthday is coming up, it'd be great if we get to 4,000. At this point, I guess it would be great if we get to 3,400. So, excuse me, and I cough. I guess I'm revising my goal from 4,000 down to 3,400. So could we get to 3,400 by Thursday? Thursday's my birthday. And if we can get to 3,400 subscribers by Thursday, that would be pretty awesome. I only need less than 30. I only need 20-something. Wait. Where are we at? 3,370. Yeah, so I think we only need like 22 subscribers. So can we get 22 subscribers by Thursday and get to 3,400? That would be awesome. So if you guys can help out by sharing, you hit the share button and you can share it to Facebook, to I think Twitch, maybe, I don't know. You can if you have a Discord, if you have Threads, if you have Substack, if you want to just share it directly to friends or family, all that stuff kind of helps. So if we can get, I guess, 20-something new subscribers by Thursday, that would be a great birthday present. That's all I asked for. Let's see. Teresa TAK says, former President Jimmy Carter was president back in 77 until 81. Wow, so long ago. Yep. I know. Time just flies, doesn't it? It just flies. Michael McAndrews, when I was born, Eisenhower was my president. Well, when I was born, I guess technically, Eisenhower was still president. Because I was born in 1960, JFK won the election, but he didn't, of course, he didn't take office until January of 61. So, yeah, same for me, I guess, Mike. Oliver Brownlow, Reagan fired all the striking air traffic controllers. Yep, another thing right during his first administration. William says Trump is a scab. Yep, remember that. So all you union folks who are supporting Trump, just remember, he doesn't like you because he doesn't like unions. So that means he doesn't like you if you're a union member. He does not like you. He does not like that you are in a union. He wishes unions did not exist. He joked about it with Elon Musk, about how he likes to just fire people. Yeah, you're fired. You want to be in a union? You're fired. You're gone. Fuck you, Trump, and your fake bravado. Fuck you, Trump. You fucking diaper-wearing little pussy. Fuck you. That's right. Trump is a scab. So just remember that. I was a union representative. I was a union shop steward for the APWU, our local. And I handled grievances all the time. Sorry about that. Got a little hair in my mouth or something. And there were people that were in the union, and they were obviously Republicans. At the time, let's see, when I was in there, I guess Clinton was president. And they would just trash talk Clinton, and they would, you could just tell they were Republicans. They would promote, Republican politicians and stuff. And I didn't, my job was to represent them and represent their grievance. So I didn't get into them, I didn't really get into political arguments with them. But I would just kind of shake my head. I'm just wondering, Republicans are anti-union. They don't want you to have a union. They don't like collective bargaining. They would like to get rid of all of that and just have you be at their mercy. Why the fuck are you a Republican if you're a union member? It doesn't make any sense. The thing that you belong to, the thing that's helping you keep your job right now, because we have a grievance process that gives you due process. It helps keep you from losing your job at the employer's whim. The people that you're voting for for political office, they would love to take that all away from you. Where people could just be fired on a whim. There's no just cause needed. You're just gone. That's what they want. And that's who you support. You hypocritical fucking idiot. That's what I was thinking. I didn't say that because I was a good shop steward. And I was professional about it. And I won almost every single case I had. I either won or I was able to reduce whatever punishment management was trying to levy against someone. I was able to reduce things down and save that person's job and get them off of a path that was leading them out. I was able to get them off that path and save their fucking jobs. And these people were voting for Republicans that would do away with the unions in a fucking heartbeat. Mr. Bob Newell, Guam should be a state. If Guam wants to be, Nick Rich says California has about the same population as Canada, but tripled the per capita GDP. 5th largest economy in the world. I guess that's why California, that might be an argument against dividing it in half. I think California likes being the 5th economy in the world. It's a good bragging point. If you divided it in half, then maybe North California and South California, maybe they would be the 9th and 10th largest economies in the world. I don't know. I'm not really sure. Maybe it still would be the 5th and 6th. I don't know. I really don't know. But I bet you they'd still be in the top 10. Witchy Woman says DC should be the first new state. They were here first. But I wonder if, we talk about that. We talk about these things for years and years and years and years. Do you guys think it will, like, if we have the White House and we have the numbers, we have the House and the Senate, do you think that, what are the realistic chances of something like that happening? Of DC becoming a state? I don't know about California. That's not really something most people don't talk about. But they do talk about DC and Puerto Rico. And you can talk about Guam and you can talk about those places. And even California. That really doesn't come up that much. That's just sort of my own little thing that I do. But it's the main two places that come up are DC and Puerto Rico. So what do you guys think the odds are if that happening? If Kamala Harris wins wins presidency, we get back the House, we keep the Senate, we have the numbers we need. Do you think it will actually happen? I mean, with that scenario of having, the House, the Senate, and the White House, do you think we'll get Supreme Court expansion? Do you think we'll get 2 new states? Because those are the things we've been talking about for a long time, and they never happen. But I know it's really hard because, then we get a Tea Party revolution or whatever you want to call it. We get a Mitch McConnell who's a destructionist. We have all these obstacles. But if some of those obstacles are removed and we do have these 2 chambers of Congress and we have the White House, why shouldn't it happen? But what do you guys think? Mr. Bob Newell, should Florida still be a state? Yeah, because I think there's a good chance that I think it might be at least getting a little more purple down there. Maybe. At least for this election. But I understand, it's Florida. Witchy Woman says North and South Dakota should be one state, but here we are. Yeah, and that's going way back. Way back machine. Walter Makarovich. Hey, Walter Makarovich is here. Good to see you, Walter. Says, good morning, Trucker John, and to all. I just can't forget what I saw a month ago, or will I ever. Trump desecrated sacred ground. Thumbs up photo. There is no working with anyone supporting him. Yeah, that whole thing. That should be a huge disqualifier for anyone who's a veteran, right? And I think he has lost a lot of, veteran votes, military votes. Carolina, don't kill the spider. I scooped them up and put them outside. I know. Nick Rich, I like spiders. They eat other bugs. Yeah, I know. Everyone's saying it's bad luck, or Carol is saying it's bad luck. Yeah. I don't know. It's over there. I don't even know where it is now. So it's behind a box. I'll probably just leave it alone. I don't know. Michael McAndrew says, no clown. You could have some articles or videos to read or show. Well, maybe someday when I have better equipment. Right now I'm doing this show on my iPhone through an app. It's not Prism, the Prism app. It works nice. I've tried to play videos before, but the volume on it is so low you can't really hear it. But someday I will have a better setup. That's kind of my goal, to have a nice laptop computer where I can run some videos and I can run some articles in the background. That is the goal, Michael. Someday we'll be there. But for now, it's let's see, it's this. It's handwritten signs with Sharpies. And by the way, I still haven't gotten the colored Sharpies. I was going to do it last night. I was going to go run down to Target. But last night I took a night off from driving. I was like, I'm going to take the night off. I'm going to rest. And I was thinking about going to Target or something to look for the Sharpies. And I was like, I don't feel like getting up, so I didn't do it. But I will get those Sharpies and make another sign with a Sharpie, with the multicolored Sharpies. That was a thing. That was from a few shows ago. I said I was going to do that. I've not done it yet. But anyhow, but you're right, Michael. And that is the goal, to get a little more, some stuff going on. Nick Rich, have you seen any scorpions? I have not. I mean, in my life I have. But I haven't seen a scorpion in decades, probably. Witchy Woman, please subscribe. Yeah, I need to get about 22 more to get to 3,400 by my birthday, which is Thursday. Nick Rich, 10:45. Oh, I'm like 10 minutes behind. MJ Daniels says that conservatives have always hated the middle class, unions, and even the military. They are all talk, not no action. Yeah, what they do is they know they need those groups or people from those groups in order to win. There's not enough 1%ers, rich people, or 1/10 of 1%. They're not going to be able to win elections by themselves. So they have to get into the masses. They have to get into working class people. They have to get into the military, all these groups, in order to win elections. So what they do is they sort of, they pander to their fears. They create these the Republicans are good at creating crises that don't exist, like the border and the caravans and all this kind of shit. And abortion exists, but I mean they want to make this into this big issue that it's murder, you're murdering babies and all this kind of shit. And of course, who would be in favor of murdering babies? No one's in favor of murdering babies, but they're going to twist the issue and just harp on it. And it took them 50 years, but they finally got what they wanted, I guess. But actually, that's kind of backfiring on them too. But because we always thought they don't really want to solve that issue, they just want to run on that issue. And now the Supreme Court fucked that all up for them because they're morons. Amy Coney Barrett is a fucking moron. Kavanaugh is a fucking moron. Even John Roberts is a moron. And these are very highly educated people. But they're fucking morons. But that's what they do. They create these crises. They create these issues to bring in the evangelicals, to bring in big parts of the military. Oh, we're the law and order party, right? Well, I don't think you're the law and order party if you're supporting Donald Trump, who is a convicted felon. Okay? 34-time convicted felon. And he's been adjudicated as being a sexual assaulter. Sexually assaulting E. Jean Carroll. I don't see how you could be very law and order if you support that guy, but that's what they do. Mr. Spock, I was a union VP and shop steward. Very nice, very nice. Josh, I'll put a plug in when I pop over to Mark Thompson. Thank you, Josh. Nick Rich, live better, work union. Absolutely. Robert Perez, do shop stewards ever get a thank you from your fellow union members? Oh, yeah. When I won a case for them, I got lots of thank yous. People were very grateful. I saved them from getting a 2-week suspension without pay and put them on, a progressive discipline that, like, the next one they're out. You know what I mean? I was able to knock those down to sometimes a warning. Just a warning, a verbal warning. Because they failed to go through progressive discipline. People are very, very grateful. And I did get a lot of thank yous, so that was nice. Mr. Baldmeal, you said fuck you, Trump. I did. I think I did. I think you are correct, sir. Josh says, Teresa, my neighbors are split like that. I don't think they talk politics. MJ Daniel, read your history and look at labor in the U.S. before unions and labor laws. Who would want to go back to that? Right. You like your nice 40-hour work week and having weekends off and having holidays off or getting holiday pay, getting overtime pay. You like that? Thank a union. And believe me, that didn't come easy. People died. People were murdered and killed fighting for these rights. Just remember that. This wasn't just some little, picketing. People sometimes see people picketing and they kind of look down on that. This was people standing up against big corporations, big businesses, and that had the backing of the U.S. government in many cases. The government brought in like National Guard and they fucking slaughtered people in some cases. This was a hard fought war and there were casualties. Let's not forget that. People died for these union rights and these labor rights and these workers' rights. That even if you aren't in a union, it brought up the standards for all jobs. union and non-union alike. How many people get overtime pay that aren't in unions? But you can think of union for that. Let's see. Josh says, Teresa, oh, you're talking about retarded guard. I got halfway through a conversation, and I'm going to skip that. Nick Rich, maintaining the democracy is a biggie. Hey, Paul Sharky Manion from across the pond is here. Paul says, howdy, TJ and truckers. Hope you're all doing well. What's the latest on Trump and MAGA? Well, the latest on Trump is that he is losing his fucking mind daily. I mean, talk about being too old to be a candidate, or not even too old, but just losing his mind, not being, being in cognitive decline. That's fucking Trump, man. And these motherfuckers I guess they're going to back him to the end. But God forbid that Joe Biden might slip here and there on a word, and it's like, oh my God, he's got to go. And he went. They got their wish. They're not happy about that. Trump's not happy about that. But now Trump is the one that we can see quite clearly the cognitive decline going on with that motherfucker. And speaking of all that, the other night, I guess it was a couple of nights ago, I had a passenger in the car, and he was in the back talking to his wife, and I think he had just maybe was on his phone. He was looking at something, and he was talking to his wife. He wasn't really talking to me, so I didn't say anything. And like I say, I don't like to get too political in the car. But I heard him say to his wife, like, "Oh my God, Biden just said that that Yemen they should settle the strike, come to the negotiating table, and I think collective bargaining. They should work on collective bargaining or something like that." And he was like, "Oh my God, Trump!" Or he goes, "Oh my God, Biden." He goes, "Biden thought Yemen was a union," and he's like, and what's going on here? What and I can't believe, and Kamala Harris is leading the polls or something, and all this. Somehow he put that on Kamala Harris. But I remember, so he had just read some sort of a headline or something about, and I don't know if you guys heard about it, but I guess the other day a reporter shouted out to him, "What do you think about Yemen?" I guess it was like rocket strikes going into Yemen or whatever it was, right? And then Biden had responded saying, talking about the strike going on, about the I guess it was a Teamsters strike or whatever, right? A railroad strike or something. And he responded to in that way. And this guy, the passenger, he was all going off about how Trump, or how Biden is just losing it, and how why do we have a person like that as president? And basically, I think he was referring to, like, they should use the 25th Amendment or 24th Amendment. Maybe Oliver could tell me what amendment that was. Oliver Brenlo. But I remember thinking, well, I don't know where he's getting that. I don't know where he got that, but he really should check the source. He should look into it, get the context, find out a little bit more than just the little blurb that he was reading. And so that's what I did. When I went home, I looked into it, and what it was Biden got out of the car. They were on the tarmac which is the runway or whatever for he was getting on, I guess, Air Force One, and there was the loud noise of the plane, was idling. You got all these loud airplane noises, and the reporter was standing probably 50 feet away or whatever, and yelled out, "What about the thing about the strikes in Yemen?" And then so it was obvious that there was a hearing. They didn't hear him, and he just heard strikes, and he started talking about the railroad strike. It wasn't because he's old and doesn't know what's going on and he's lost. It was because he was standing out on a tarmac with an airplane idling and with loud noises going on, and he heard the word strike, and he just answered about because that was the railroad strike was also in the news, right? So I don't know where I was going with all that, but basically, that's what people do. Like I witnessed that in my car. People get these little blurbs. They don't look into things. They don't check out sources. They don't go into the story a little bit deeper. All they do is read the little blurb from the right wing source that they're getting it from, and then they're ready to go off and just say, "Oh my God, why is this man still our president? He's lost his mind." And it took me probably less than a minute to just find that, find out what really happened. Mike H. I just see Mike H. with a $9.99 super chat for a start for better equipment. Thank you, Mike. Mike H. Joel the Troll coming through. I appreciate that. I really do, Mike. Thanks for supporting the show. And also make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. Let's get me to 3,400 subs by my birthday, which is Thursday. And I am planning on doing my shows on Thursday. I really don't have any plans for my birthday. My kids are down in Southern California. I'm up here. And I told them, we don't have to do anything. I'm just going to stay home. I don't feel like traveling, and they can't really make the trip up here to do anything. We'll just do phone calls and stuff and hang out on the phone for a while. So I will be doing the shows on Thursday. Hopefully we'll get to 3,400 on Thursday. For my birthday. Witchy Woman says, "Nice goal, John. My goal is to sit here and watch you while smoking weed. I have exceeded my own expectations." Well, there you go. You set your goals and you made them, so you should be very proud. I'm very proud of you, Witchy Woman. You set a goal and you've attained it. Witchy Woman, there is no God, but Java and Kona is her prophet. Nick Rich says, "Michael Hunt, perhaps you're not what I thought." Well, this is not the first time Mike H has contributed to the show, so I always appreciate it. It's not, necessary or to support the show that way. You can just, like I say, like, subscribing, and sharing. Those are free, and those are great ways to do it. But whenever someone does contribute monetarily, it's really, really greatly appreciated, and I really mean that. I really appreciate it, and it does help the show, because someday we might get some colored markers and a better computer, and maybe a better chair for me to sit in. Because this chair, after 2 hours, it gets a little uncomfortable. But I appreciate it very, very much, Mike. Thank you so much. Mad Mac, question: why did Johnny Appleseed cross the road? Answer: to get to the other cider. But maybe I can get equipment where I can do an actual drum sting. Oliver Brownlow says, yes, the Republican caught the car regarding abortion. Yeah. Come on. Rovember, man. Let's not forget Rovember. And I don't think the ladies out there have forgotten it at all. Right? So us guys, we can't forget about it either. Come on, we got to be advocates. We got to stand by our women and support them all the way. And remember how important that this issue is. The Dobbs decision, the reversing of Roe v. Wade, all of these bans have been going in these states, abortion bans. Come on, guys, stand by your women. This is important. This is healthcare. This is women's healthcare. Don't let them down. Let's not let them down. Witchy Woman says, where is Chad? How is his Truth Social stock, Truth Central stock? I don't know. I think that stock has been in the shitter. I don't know. I haven't seen Chad in the last few shows. Maybe I pissed him off to the point where he won't come back, or maybe he's just busy doing other stuff. I don't think I pissed him off. We seem to always have a pretty decent rapport. You know, so hopefully he's okay. Maybe, you know, he's just got some stuff going on. Did you guys see my on the last show, my impression of Trump drinking out of a water bottle? I already did it, so I'm not going to do it again. Mike H. Hey, Jolie, how do I donate without YouTube taking half? I guess there's Buy Me a Coffee, or PayPal. Oh, that's right. I do that. Thanks, Jolie. I always forget. I do have a PayPal thing set up. And so Jolie's got the PayPal link in there. Thanks for reminding me. I forget all about that. Nick Rich, 25th Amendment. Yeah, okay. And panel, dock workers are on strike. Yeah. Was it dock workers? Okay. I was thinking for some reason, but I don't know. I was thinking railroad for some reason. I don't know. But you know what I mean. There's a big strike going on. Oliver Brownlow, 25th Amendment 25, Section 4 covers removal of the president unable to serve. Thank you. Both Nick and Oliver. Thank you for that. Mike H. I don't have PayPal. I was a bad boy with them. And then, so down further, I see Jolie did put the Buy Me a Coffee link in there. I don't know what their take is, but I'm sure it's less than YouTube. Yeah, I think it is a lot less. Again, I don't know. I forget, but so there's Buy Me a Coffee is a good way. And if you go on there, I was going to do sort of like a monthly kind of newsletter thing, and I haven't done that, and so I need to do that. I need to go into Buy Me a Coffee and just thank the people there. There are like members that are in there, and I am a bit remiss. I need to go in there and communicate better over there. I also have Discord, but you can't do donations or anything. Josh says I would love to have a beer with Biden. Dude doesn't drink, but he keeps stock for guests. That's cool as fuck in my book. Yeah, Joe Biden's a cool dude, man. Jolie says, if you trust me at Mike H, you can Cash App or Venmo me, and I can PayPal it to John. Paul Shruggy, happy birthday to you. Squash, tomatoes, and stew. Bread and butter in the gutter. Happy birthday. TG? Or TJ? TJ. Happy birthday, TJ. Thank you, Paul Shruggy. It's Thursday, actually, the birthday. But thank you. A little early singing. There's nothing wrong, I think, with just making the whole month my birthday month. Nick Rich says, how much to have you fix up your moniker, Mike? $10. Mike H, he probably just has stuff going on. Oliver Brownlow, November, the 5th of November. Absolutely. Jolie says, I was just thinking about Chad too. Mike H, I just sent you 5 coffees. Mike H, my gosh. Thank you so much. Mike H really wants me to get better equipment. I guess he's really tired of the little hand-drawn things there. I don't know. But yeah, I'm kind of joking. I would like to have better equipment and, you know, play videos and all that kind of stuff. But thank you, Mike H. I appreciate it. And I'll check that out when I'm after the show. And I'll send you a thank you through the buy me a coffee page there. But thank you, Mike. That is very nice. Pamela says nice. Yeah. Very awesome. For being a troll, you're not so bad, man. Mike H, I'm going to Cash App you later on down the road. Mike, you've done, you know, you don't have to. I appreciate it. You know, I don't want you to go all crazy. I know I got a dry thing going on here, but thank you so much, Mike H. And yeah, hopefully we'll see some improvements to the show here. Let's see. Nick Rich says Dark Brandon is cool. Nick Rich. Oh, and by the way, Mike H. Now, for those of you, if you haven't been following the Mike H. story, he would come in and we really, you know, we would get on Mike H. Call him a troll. I call him Joel the Troll. And I call him names sometimes, and I'm sorry about that. And because I always tell everybody, hey, we can have a civil discourse. We can, you know, we don't all have to agree, and we can voice our disagreements and do it in a way without name calling. And then there I am name calling, you know. But now Mike H. has come out recently saying that he's going to vote for Democrats. He's going to vote blue. And I was like, are you pulling my leg? Now, I don't know. He still might be pulling my leg. I don't know. But just so you know, Joel the Troll, as I like to call him, maybe is going to vote for Democrats, which I think is a great thing. So I hope you do that, Mike. I hope you are still, if that's true and you're sincere about that, I hope that's real and you're going to do that. That's kind of the main thing, is getting people to vote for Democrats and defeat and stop voting for Republicans. You know, that's kind of my goal of doing this show. In a way, I mean, you know, there's only so much I can do, and as you can tell, I'm not the smartest guy in the world. I'm not the brightest light in the chandelier. But I'm hoping to encourage people to vote for Democrats, vote blue, and I'm hoping that Mike will do that. He said he is. I hope he sticks to it. Jolie also has got the Discord link in there. You can go into Discord. We got a driver's lounge over there, and I do try to go in there and say hi every now and then. Mike H, happy birthday. Well, thank you, Mike H. I appreciate it so much. Thanks for that. It's a great birthday present. Nick Rich, better equipment. Yeah, better equipment. Let's get some better equipment in here in this driver's lounge. Nick Rich, what's next on the agenda since you've caught up, John? I don't know. We could talk about equipment. Next on the agenda. Well, now that I've caught up, it took me 2 hours to catch up, and I'm probably going to be ending the show pretty soon. Pamela's got to go and pick up her grandson. So, all right, Pamela, thanks. Now, Nick Rich just gifted a membership, and Paul Sharkey Mannion got it. Thank you, Nick. That's another great way of supporting the show, gifting memberships. I do appreciate that. Mike H. Trump has a lot of ideas, but Trump has some major issues I can't get past. Mike, Trump doesn't have ideas. he has concepts. He's got a concept of an idea. Just know this, Mike H., that Donald Trump is full of shit. He's full of shit. And he will say anything that he thinks that he needs to say to get your vote and to get other people's votes. He's just an old, sleazy salesman who will say whatever he needs to say to make that sell. Always be closing. Always be closing. And that's really all it is. That's all it is. He will say whatever he thinks he needs to say to get you to vote for him. And he doesn't mean any of it. He's not sincere about any of it. All he wants is power and to be the president so that will keep him out of prison or something. That's really all he wants. Yeah, you're goddamn right that's all he wants. Hey, Mike H., he don't give a fuck about you. He probably would look down on you. He doesn't like you. He doesn't like anything about you. If you're not a fellow billionaire, or at least worth a few $100 million, then he thinks that you're probably just vermin. Now, he will say whatever he thinks he can say to get you to vote for him, but he does not have your best interest at heart. Believe you me, I know that. Do you think he cares about tough cookies? No. What's he going to do for us? Do you think maybe he'll give me some milk or something? Although, really, I should stay away from the milk because then I would be soft and then someone might eat me. So yeah, that's not a good thing to bring up. So that's ixnay on the ilky may. No, yeah, whatever. Yeah, let's not do the milk. But yeah, Trump, he's just full of shit. He's a liar, big old fat, full of shit diapered liar guy. That's what he is. Yeah, that's it. So that's in a nutshell. In a nutshell, that's Trump. So yeah, don't let him fool you. And I think a lot less people are being fooled by that old fool. Less and less every day. We're seeing they're peeling away, I believe. So yeah, in case you don't know, there's a reason why I got blue eyebrows. Okay, all right, and it ain't because of the sky. I actually dye my eyebrows. I actually have to dye those motherfuckers, and I dye them blue. And you know why? Because I'm gonna vote blue for all the things that are dear to you. All right, Trucker John makes me say that every time. Vote blue for all that's dear to you. Trademark Trucker John. All right, there. Are you satisfied, Trucker? I said it twice. Okay. Is that have I met my requirements? I think so. I think I met the requirement on that. So I'm done. I'm out. I did my requirement. I'm done. I'm out. It just took me a minute to get in there. I was just in the back, just doing some cleaning, killing spiders. There's spiders everywhere, and I've been really keeping me busy. But anyhow, Trucker John doesn't have to force me to say it. I'll say it. Hey, vote blue no matter who. Vote blue for all that's dear to you. Trademark Trucker John, by the way. I'll say it, and I'm not even required to do it. So there. But yeah, vote blue. And I'm voting for Kamala. Absolutely. 100%. Tim Walz, everybody. There's just, I can't even imagine voting for Donald Trump. I really can't. Ugh. It kind of gives me I don't know, I almost threw up a little bit in my mouth just thinking about voting for Trump. It just makes me sick. And the fact that he's even in this race, it makes me a little bit sick. So, yeah, I'm not for Trump at all. Let's just get that clear right now. And I mean, the man's a convicted felon. Let's just call it what it is. The man's a rapist, sexually assault people, women specifically. So, and there are other stories of other things going on. On Epstein's plane, all that shit, man. I mean, the guy's gross. He's disgusting. and he really doesn't give a shit about you and me. So I just want to make sure that everyone knows that Donald Trump is really he's a Russian asset. He really is. And Donald Trump can go Russia, Russia, Russia all he wants. But let's face it, if it weren't for the Russians, the man would have been bankrupt a long time ago, like totally bankrupt. That's where he gets all his money. Even was it Junior? Was it Don Jr. or was it Eric who said they were on the golf course and he was golfing and he's like, "Yeah, we're getting all this Russian money." This was like 10 years ago. This is like 10 years ago he said this. Yeah, we're getting so much Russian money. We're getting all that Russian money. You know how they talk about China money, which they got a lot of China money too. Trump did, and Ivanka. But they're getting lots of Russian money. The Russian money is what saved him and kept him from going completely broke. And you don't get Russian money for free. You got to do shit for it, right? So, yeah, there's all that going on. He's a Russian asset. He's a traitor to the country. So he should not be in the White House ever again. He should be in the big house, as I like to say. Should be in the big house. So what I'm saying is Trump for 20 to 24 years. That's a little joke I like to say. For prison, right? Did you get it? Trump for 20 to 24 years in prison. That's my little joke that I tell it around the house here all the time. And the guys just laugh. Everyone laughs. They laugh. They go. They're like, Paul, that's a good one. That's really a good one. So that's what we're doing here, just joking around, having a good old time. Yeah, that's us having a good time, just joking, just waving cups of milk over at Tough Cookie, like, look at here, we got some milk, you know. And he's like, no. Yeah, that's just a fun house over here. Roxanne Arfield, thanks, Cookie. That was adequate. Let's see here. Mr. Spock, more green people. Witchy Woman, a bigger mic would be nice. Not necessarily, of course, but a nice addition to the existing excellent, or so I've heard. Yeah, I do have the tiniest mic on the internet, by the way. And really haven't got any complaints on it. You know, it's not necessarily the size of matter, but it's how you use it, right? So I guess I use it well. Mrs. Fox says I need a Glenn Beck microphone. I don't know about that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I want to go all Glenn Beck on you. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Delta Dawn says, happy birthday, TJ. Fall birthdays are the best. Well, thank you, Delta. Delta Dawn, Thursday is my birthday, so maybe we'll get to 3,400 subs by then. That'd be great. That'd be a great little present. Nick Rich, I took a dump and named it Trump, flushed 15 times, but let a lump. Now the septic needs a pump. Oh, there was a rhyming scheme. I didn't really go with it. Sorry about that. Mr. Spock, Michael Cohen has some Trump golden shower stories. Wow, that's gross. Witchy Woman says, Purple Beard is giving dad joke all day long. Yeah. He's incessant with it. He won't stop. Janelle just lurking and driving. Oh, thank you, Janelle, for being here, for popping in. Always good to see Janelle in the chat, and I'm glad you're watching or lurking. I know you're here. In other words, I'm glad you're here. Yeah, I'm caught up. 11:30. Jolie says the motion of the ocean. Oh wait, that's something else. The motion, yeah. Anyhow, Witchy Woman pushing for the cushion, something like that. Anyhow, guys, yeah, we've gone over 2 hours. I think I'm gonna maybe call it. I got stuff to do before I go to work tonight. You guys watch the debate. I know we're all going to watch it and we're going to comment on it. And I don't know. I'm just looking. I think it's just going to be J.D. Vance being weird and awkward and evasive. He's not going to answer the questions. I don't know if the moderators will have much pushback. They've been ordered not to do any fact checking, but still, you got to call him out if he's not answering the question. And it'd be interesting to see how Walz does. I mean, I'm confident in Walz, but you just never know really until they actually do the thing, right? Like how he's going to come off. It really should be, you know, it really should be a smear. Is that it? Not a smear, like a Walz really really should. I think the water went down the wrong pipe. It really should be a trouncing. You know, Walz really should just, you know, wipe the floor with Vance. But you know, you never know, right? I guess that's why we watch, just to see, you know, how it goes. Man, sorry about that coughing. I think the water went down the wrong pipe. Anyhow, we got Donna. Oh, hey everyone! That hurricane has torn western North Carolina up. I live near I-40 where it slid off into the river. Wow, Donna. Oh, be careful out there, man. That's another thing. I think over 100 dead or so, and through that storm. Man, oh man, just be careful out there. You know, if you can evacuate. If not, hunker down. Find a good place to ride out the storm. I guess it's maybe passed through by now, but I guess maybe there's another storm coming through, Isaac or something. You guys be careful out there. Yeah, really, my best wishes and thoughts of, you know, positivity going out to all the folks out there that are being affected by that storm. It's really, you know, that's scary shit, man. It's really scary shit. So be careful out there, Donna O. I saw that. I just saw, I guess, a picture or maybe a quick little video of that section of I-40. Yeah. I've driven on that in an 18-wheeler. Wouldn't that be something if, you know, you're an 18-wheeler and all of a sudden the road just disappears under you? That would be pretty fucked up. Nick, Paul Shruggy, thanks, Nick Rich, for the membership. Very kind of you. Yeah, thanks, Nick. That was really great. And Donna, we came through it okay, but some towns are gone. Yeah, there's a lot of flooding and everything. And Mike H says Vance is no pushover. TJ Walz is going to earn his dues. Well, I guess that's why we're going to watch, right? We're going to see. I mean, JD Vance, I think he is a pushover. I think JD Vance is really slimy and icky. He's like an icky, slimy, gross person. And I think Walz comes off as being really this genuine, kind of salt of the earth guy. To me, that's how I see it. Now, maybe you don't see it that way because you're coming from the right-wing perspective or whatever. But I guess that's why we watch. That's the only reason why I want to watch it or look at it, is just to see how they come off, you know. Hey, Tori Ramirez says, what are your thoughts on the port strike? Hope your debate ready tonight. To tell the truth, I haven't really looked into it too much. I do think they have legitimate issues. I think it's about pay mainly. Maybe you could fill us in a little better. Matt Sparks says Walz should bring a sexy young couch on the debate and put it in his audience. Well, actually, I don't think there is any live audience. Of course, the couch isn't live, but I get it. That's a joke. You know. But thanks, Mad Sparks, for being here, by the way. Hey, Maria Ali. Just as I'm ready to check out, I'm seeing some people come in here. Hey, yo, my lovelies. Good morning. Good evening to you all, beautiful people. Thank you for being here, Maria, Ali. Good to see you. And let's see, Witchy Woman, hi, beautiful. Someone saying hello. Yeah, got some late comers in here. But yeah, as far as the strike is concerned, I think there's probably some legitimate issues there for the strikers. I haven't really looked at it, so I should look at that more. I believe it's about pay issues. So I have to look into it more before I make any more comments. But I'm usually on the side of strikers and the unions, unless they just go way too far on something. But that's kind of rare these days, or whatever. I mean, I think this usually for a good reason. So, but I haven't really looked into it. Hey, Dana Darden's here. Dana, hey y'all. Tori's my daughter. We're both watching. Been missing you and the gang working on my Kamala postcards. Hey, Dana. Well, thanks for being here. You and your daughter, for Tori. Thanks for being here. Yeah, Tori. Okay. You guys are awesome. Thanks for checking in. And yeah, thanks for working on those postcards. That's a great thing. That's a great thing to do. You can do the postcards. Some people do phone banking. Some people are, walking, canvassing and through neighborhoods. All kinds of things that we can do, and that's a great thing, Dana. And I'm glad you're doing that. Thanks for helping out. Thanks for helping out the cause. Thanking for the Kamala Harris campaign. It's really important that we beat Trump. We got to beat Trump if we want to save democracy. And that sounds like maybe some people think it's hyperbole or it's being overly dramatic or whatever, but I don't think so. Trump says he wants to be dictator. No. I said just for one day. Well, as we know, he's full of shit. He lies about everything. He doesn't want to be dictator for one day. Because once you're a dictator, you're not going to, let's say he could be, let's say hypothetically, he was a dictator for one day. He's not going to give that up. He wants to destroy America. He wants to destroy democracy. He wants to make this an oligarchy. He wants to be the full-on authoritarian dictator. He loves those kind of people. That's the people he likes to hang out with. That's the people he admires. When he talks about these other leaders that are authoritarian dictators, that's who he really wants to be, and that's what he wants this country to turn into. So that's why it's so important that we defeat him and that we get Kamala Harris in there as the next president of the United States. Witchy Woman says, Trump has his gross fingers and hooks in the striking manager who told him to refuse Biden's offer to negotiate. Oh, okay. See, Trump is just, he doesn't care about fairness. He doesn't care about justice. He doesn't care about workers' rights, labor rights, none of that shit. He only cares about himself. Oh, it's always transactional. It's always for him. It's always about him. Maria Ali says, at least those that are striking worked really hard to get as much done before the strike, knowing it was scheduled. I hope Biden is able to work his magic like he did on the other strikes. And there you have Joe Biden, pro-union, pro-worker. First active president to ever join a picket line. Joe Biden. First one. Dana Darden, and we're right by the ports in Newport News and Norfolk. Witchy Woman, Dana Darden, good job. Appreciate the assist for democracy. Jolie says, I almost forgot Franklin has a new video. Oh, I haven't seen Franklin in a while. Absolutely. We got to check that out. There he is. Oh, look how big. Has he gotten bigger? He looks bigger. He's getting so big. I'm going to give that a thumbs up. I'm watching Jolie's video about Franklin. He's got little pumpkins or something, and a ghost or something. Are those edible? I don't mean like edibles, but anyhow, look at, he's just like, he sees you and he's getting all crazy and happy. He's like, look, there's the person who gives me the food. Happy Halloween. Aw. That's a great video. Thanks for sharing that because I haven't seen Franklin in a while. It's been a while since I saw old Franklin. He's still cute. He's still a little cutie. Dana Darden says, and when I get my Kamala Tim Pumpkins done, I'll show y'all. Oh, absolutely. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see those. If you have a way to show those, we'll get on that. Mad Max says, I have been waiting for over 60 days for my Harris Walls merch, so I emailed them asking when it will ship, and they just give me a refund. Said they ran out of stuff. What the fuck? I didn't ask for money back. Well, if they ran out, I guess. I mean, I don't know if they're going to be able to order more. I don't know. But yeah, you want the stuff. You want the merch. But I guess they ran out because she's, so popular. Yeah, Wishy says Franklin is adorbs. Jolie says he is bigger. They are just Halloween decorations, and you need to watch it with audio. Oh, yeah, I didn't have the audio on. I'll go rewatch it for sure. Anyhow, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. We're over 2 hours. Like I said, I got stuff I got to do. I got to do some stuff around the house and around town and all that good stuff. You guys are awesome. I just want to thank everybody. Let me go. I can go to the chat filter and I can look at all the fan funding we got. Let me just do this. Azolda Zinn gifted a membership. Thank you, Azolda. B was in here earlier. I don't know if B is still here, but B did a super chat for $5, basically $4.99. I guess I had to clarify. I don't want anyone going, you're a liar, Trucker John. It was $4.99. Can we just agree that if someone gives $4.99, is it okay if I say $5? Are you guys going to rake me over the coals if I say $5? Can I just say $5 so I don't have to waste 20 seconds explaining the whole thing? Anyhow, that was B earlier. $4.99. I guess I could just say $4.99. Thank you so much, B. That was really awesome. And then Mike H, can I just say $10 or $9.99? Did a super chat or super sticker. I don't know. I guess it's a super chat. I don't know. And again, thank you so much, Mike H, for that. That's really awesome. And also did some other things on the other links there. So, and then Nick Rich gifted a membership to I think it was Sharky got that. So thank you so much, you guys, for that. Thank you, everyone who has been in the chat. Chatting helps get us out in the algorithm. Liking, subscribing, that's all great. That gets us in there. Sharing is a big one. Sharing helps bring more people into the show. We do have a goal set. My birthday is Thursday. Trying to get to 3,400 subscribers by Thursday. I think we're only like 20 or about 22 short of that. So we need 22 new subs by Thursday. That's what I'm asking for my birthday. And all that good stuff. Aaron West, bye y'all. I got to run. Thanks for welcoming into the Mod Squad. Thank you, Aaron West. Welcome to the Trucker John channel, Trucker John live stream. I'm looking forward to seeing you here as we go on. And thank you so much for helping out. It's great to have you and Jolie. You guys, Jolie's been great from the beginning, from the start, and I'm looking forward to Aaron being here. You guys are great. I've seen you, of course, on Liberal Dan and other places, and I know you're a great mod. So thank you so much, and thank you to Jolie, and thank all of you. Thank you guys for watching, liking, subscribing, and sharing, all that good stuff. Today is Tuesday, so I'll be on again. You can see my schedule. I should move my head over this way a little bit. We'll be back on Thursday, 9 a.m. Pacific time, and also 3 p.m. Pacific time, where we do a House Sparks pre-show warm-up. Don't forget that. And it'll also be my birthday, and we're trying to get to 3,400 subs. All right, guys. With that, I will bid you adieu. Be safe out there on the East Coast with all those storms and the flooding. Guys, be safe. and just everybody out here. We got heat waves, we got fires. The line fire out where my kids live has reignited, and they might be doing evacuations again. So my kids, be careful out there. Have a go bag, have a plan, know a route, a safe route. Take the back way out to Lucerne if you got to. All that stuff. And everybody, make sure you're registered to vote. Vote.org, check your registration. Vote blue for all that's dear to you. All up and down the ticket. Right there, let's see, where is it? Right here. Right there, Harris Walls to the balls. No, I don't know. Whatever. All that good stuff. You guys are awesome. And now I've been sitting here. My hammies are getting a little tight. I got to go stretch them. Yep, I'm going to stretch my hammies.
It's time for the Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. The Trucker John live stream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. Be a good time, gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit, hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Well yeah, it's the Trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen. It's time for the Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. The Trucker John live stream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. Be a good time, gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit, hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Well yeah, it's the Trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen.
Project 2025 would dismantle democracy as we know it.
He says, "You're not going to be a dictator, are you?" I said, "No, no, no, other than day one."
Is a vision of implementing a startlingly authoritarian form of the U.S. government.
Same thing with the unions. They get their little 5%. They get another 2%. They get another 3%, 4%. Then all of a sudden they're making more money than the people that own the company.
Do you do larger cuts, corporate cuts?
I was planning on doing it. In fact,
Well, it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. We'll have some fun times, hopefully nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes, might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about door chimes, but if we did, I'd be only too glad. So hasta la vista, baby. The show is over, but could I ask you maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. Now my whole rhyming scheme is all screwed up. Oh shit, I should have stuck to truck driving, who I tried to kid. At least when I was out there driving, I could handle a skid, but doing this live stream, baby, has been a real kid. So I hope to see y'all again right here on the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna do it again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream. This is where we win, right here on the Trucker John live stream. No, this time to say goodbye. The show is coming in. Don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. Well, it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. Don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. We'll have some fun times, hopefully nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes, might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about door chimes, but if we did, I'd be only too glad. So hasta la vista, baby. The show is over, but could I ask you maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. Now my whole rhyming scheme is all screwed up. Oh shit, I should've stopped truck driving. Who am I trying to kid? At least when I was out there driving, I couldn't handle the skid. Doing this live stream, baby, it's been a real kid. So I hope to see y'all again, right here on the Trucker John live stream. We gonna do it again and again and again, right here at the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream, this is where we win, right here on the Trucker John Kid. At least when I was out there driving, I couldn't handle the skid. Doing this live stream, baby, it's been a real kid. So I hope to see y'all again, right here on the Trucker John live stream. We gonna do it again and again and again, right here at the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We gonna come back and do it all